false starts are probably one of the most frustrating parts about your baby's sleep, and they're very real, but they also are very solvable and avoidable. So let's talk today all about false starts, what they are, why they happen, and how we can fix them. My name is Sarah Bazio, and as the owner and one of the certified pediatric sleep experts at Yours and Baby Sleep, I have helped over 500 families get their sleep in order. So I work with families one-on-one to teach their babies to sleep through the night, take long delicious naps, and create sustainable sleep for your entire childhood. Doesn't that sound great? I'm really excited to talk to you today. Let's lay out the definition of false start so that we're all on the same page as to what it is and if you're experiencing it. A false start would be happening at bedtime. Nap times, I'm gonna put that to the side because short naps, especially between the ages of 0 to 6 months, yeah, they're kind of normal. So we're not gonna talk about naps with false starts, but I really wanna talk about just bedtime. So I want you to picture that you have put your baby to sleep. Now, whether that is you have assisted your baby to sleep by rocking them, put them to sleep using the breast or bottle, maybe you put them in their crib drowsy but awake, or they actually put themselves to sleep from an awake state. There's many different ways your babies can fall asleep. Once they are asleep, they wake up within at least 30 to 45 minutes, but it could be even up to 2 or 3 hours after they actually have been put to sleep. Now, it wouldn't be considered a false start if you have like a teeny tiny newborn and they actually needed feeding. So I want to make sure that I'm talking specifically to a very specific age group and not somebody who's waking up because they have a scheduled feed and it's a nutritional need for actually waking to be fed. When your baby does wake and they don't need a feeding because you're very confident that they don't need night feeds anymore, or they've, taken their full bottle, or they've drank an entire breast of milk, when all of that is taken care of and they are up 30, 45, maybe even 2 hours after they fell asleep, this is what a false start is. Why it happens? Because you're a baby for a couple different reasons, but most likely your baby has a sleep association. We're going to talk about what sleep association is next and why it isn't bad. I don't love the verbiage, the content that's out there that talks about sleep associations being bad. It's so bad if your baby has... Nothing is bad. If it works for you, like if you love rocking and feeding your baby to sleep, go for it. It's fine. It's just when it doesn't work for you or when those false starts become really, really frustrating, that's when you know that you're in the territory of like, all right, something really needs to change. So the sleep association is just, this is how I fell asleep. And when I wake up, I need that condition to be recreated in order to continue to sleep, right? That's it. That's all that it means. Not negative, not positive, just explains what's going on in your baby's brain as they fall asleep. So for example, let's say you have rocked your baby to sleep, it's 7:30 at night, they finally fall asleep by 7:50, you put them in the crib at 8 o'clock. At 8:37, right on the dot, their eyes pop open and they're crying. And you know they're not hungry because they just ate an hour and a half ago. And you know that they are tired because it is time for bed. Well, what's going on in their brain is like, oh my God, what happened? I was just in mom and dad's arms and now I'm not, and I need to be back in their arms or feeding in order to go back to sleep because that's the only way I know how to do that, and I need help. So the way our babies tell us they need help is by crying. This is the definition of a false start, using a real life example. Another reason why you might experience a false start is that your baby might be undertired or overtired. And I laugh because some of the most frustrating parts about being someone who teaches about sleep and helping parents get it in order is the fact that it really could be the exact opposite reason why a sleep challenge is happening. And how do you determine how to fix a sleep challenge if it's one reason or the other? Like, what do you do? One way, of course, is by working with a sleep expert and having them do the work for you, because they are going to be able to see, based on a sleep log, based on your child's behavior, based on nap patterns and bedtime patterns, exactly if it is undertired or overtired, and you're going to be able to efficiently get to the root of that problem. Hi, I'm the sleep expert, and hi, yes, I do work with families. You can check out how in the caption and contact me so that we can get your kids' sleep in order. But if you're not ready to do that, let's talk about under and overtired first. I wanna start with undertired first. Honestly, it's one of the least likely reasons why your baby is false starting, especially if you've always experienced false starts or if you've been using rocking or feeding to sleep pretty consistently. But it could be possible that your baby's undertired. So basically, you just don't have enough enough sleep pressure in order to get them to get into a deep sleep and continue to be asleep for that first like 5-hour stretch of the night. Meaning that they might be ready to drop that last nap, right? If you have 4 naps, maybe they're ready to drop to 3. Maybe you need to increase the amount of time between the end of the nap and when bedtime is by playing around. Maybe push bedtime a half hour later, shave off some time off of that last nap, right? Like playing around with just being able to keep them awake a little bit longer so that that sleep pressure increases might help your false starts. More than likely though, your baby is overtired. So this means that they are waking up frequently at night for more than just a night feeding that's needed. You may have a baby who's nursing every 2 hours, but they may not need to be nursed every 2 hours, right? Maybe you've already gotten the approval from the pediatrician that they only need 1 night feeding and they're taking multiple. Or maybe they're waking up every 2 hours and they're at the breast and they're suckling and then they're falling back to sleep. So they're really not taking a full feed. Maybe your baby's naps are really short or wonky, or you can't get them on a great nap schedule. This also would cause a baby to be overtired because over time, a sleep debt will accumulate. And all of this translates to when they are being put to bed, because their cortisol and adrenaline, their awake hormones, are gonna be so much higher and not in balance because of the overtiredness. When they do fall asleep, they won't get into deep non-REM sleep. And when we're not in deep non-REM sleep, we cycle through sleep cycles more frequently. And when we cycle through the sleep cycle, we're not gonna have that excess of melatonin, our sleepy hormone, to continue to help us through the cycle. And this is what makes them wake up at the 37-minute mark. We have a couple reasons as to why you may be experiencing some false starts with your baby, but how do we solve it? If a schedule change and tweak is appropriate, that's one way to start. I want you to go over and check out my shorts. I have several shorts here on YouTube, sleep schedules by age that are appropriate for your baby. And if your schedule is on track and you're still experiencing this and you have a gut feeling that it could be a sleep association problem, it's a really great idea to start working on them falling asleep independently so that they know when they do fall asleep in their crib, if they do wake up at any point, whether that's 45 minutes in or 5 hours in, oh, I'm in the same place that I was 45 minutes ago or 5 hours ago, and I feel safe and I feel confident and I know where I am, I'm not scared, right? And I'm gonna go back and drift off into a nice deep slumber. When I'm working with families one-on-one, I do not use the cry it out method. I use 2 other methods called time checks and the chair method, and these are more supportive and things that align with most families when they do make the choice to sleep during their children. If you are interested in learning more about that, go check out my videos on the timed checks method and the chair method to get your journey started on more independent sleep. Like this video if you're experiencing false starts, because then I know that I can create some more content to really help guide you through the false starts. And tell me about it below in the comments. Tell me what you're experiencing. At what minute does your baby wake up, right? So many moms are like, I know they wake up, if I look at my phone, it's gonna be 42 minutes on the dot, and their eyes pop, little beady eyes pop open in the nanit, right? That creepy little black and white video. So tell me about it. I'd love to interact with you here, and then make sure that you subscribe to my videos. I'm constantly posting new sleep content here, and I would love to create stuff that is applicable to you. So please subscribe so you're the first to know when I do publish a new video, and feel free to leave me some feedback on what you would like me to give you advice on here in the world of pediatric sleep. As always, from my living room to yours, thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you again next time.